Every year my highlight is getting a chance to rub shoulders with these young people that have dreams and aspirations, and if we can be part of helping them find those dreams and aspirations, it's a great feeling to be able to do that. If we can keep them in Iowa, it's even better.
If our state is going to be successful long-term and be able to effectively compete, I think we have to be the most entrepreneurial state in the country, and so we have to do things differently, faster, smarter, better than other states, and help to demonstrate to these young people that we all do as Iowans care about their future and hope we can create an environment where they can be successful and stay in Iowa and, start businesses or join existing companies and be successful.
I had been a student at Iowa Lakes Community College, and I was in the accounting program, and I had a teacher who was like, you should really do this thing. I've heard it's really awesome. You should try it out.
That whole week we had the opportunity to do something that's very unique in the world of entrepreneurship, and that's to actually spend time in the homes with the individuals that have started a business, found success in their business.
I really got to meet the people that looked a lot like me, worked a lot like me, and had businesses like mine in college. So it was a great opportunity to find that kind of similar personality that I could get along with. And a lot of those folks became lifelong friends of mine.
OEI kind of holds a special place in my heart because a lot of the entrepreneurs that we met, they built long-term durable businesses that some lasted for generations. And just the experiences, I still have good relationships with several people I went through OEI with that may have started businesses as well. So you can kind of share some wins and losses there.
Where that carried forward for us was having mentors and individuals that we could call on, go and visit, and just have a bit more of a casual relationship around business with. We didn't need to worry about impressing them. We could be pretty authentic and genuine and ask really tough questions.
OEI inspired me to do what I'm doing today by just taking chances and being open to new experiences and networking that can open the door to other opportunities.
I remember going to Peace Harbor for the welcome reception, but walking in there for the first time and seeing 400 community members meet you, greet you, and actually know you by name, have a real interest in your business, who you are, and in your future, that was so impactful for me.
There was pitch competitions, there was coaching on our personal businesses, and we got to network with all the great hosts and program directors that had valuable insights to both our early stage business, but also just how to take advantage of the networking opportunity that OEI was.
So SwineTech is the operating system for pork production. In OEI, we went in with this idea of using voice recognition to identify a piglet getting rolled on by its mother, triangulating that position and using a wearable to alert her to stand up. And through OEI, we were able to build with the mentorship and investment that kind of came through that. There came a point during COVID where we had to pivot. And a lot of the things that they taught in those classes, the things they taught at Iowa or through JPEC, were things we leaned on to help us go through that pivoting process in a more efficient and successful manner. And so our ability to quickly pivot and drive a successful business today had a lot to do with the education that we were getting throughout those years.
The keynote speaker was Bruce Rastetter, and I did not know him. He gave his speech presentation on his business summit. I went up to him afterwards, introduced myself. I ended up getting an internship with them, turned into a full-time job, into something I never thought I'd get into. I think it really shaped my career after that, and then quickly realized a business opportunity in agriculture. I had to leave an awesome career, an awesome job at Summit to then start Tractor Zoom.
One of the folks that I met that was also a University of Northern Iowa student was a co-founder of mine on our new project, Iowa Chill, which has evolved into Map.media. So it was a very important part for just my personal development and relationships early as a student, but also now as it's what I'm doing professionally is based on the partnerships and friends that I made there.
I always wanted to run my own business, and I had a very high passion for archery. And just going through the networking, I got in touch with Bruce. We both had a passion for archery, and in history in it. So for me, running an archery business was my dream job to begin with. And so like when I met Bruce, it just sped that timeline up, with the opportunity. And that can come from anybody, at OEI. And sometimes you don't know who you're talking to until you actually get into it.
What Freedom Boat Club is, it's a membership boating experience. I started on Clear Lake 10 years ago. So that would have been about 5 years after I was with OEI. There's over 400 other locations across the United States, also international. So if you're a member in Okoboji, you can use it in Clear Lake, you can use it in Florida, you can use it in Europe.
I do think, because I do work with a lot of startup businesses here in Estherville and Emmett County, getting to go through the experience of starting, a business. I've worked in the nonprofit industry, government industry my whole entire adult life, and so I wouldn't have had any of that experience. And so knowing some of those people that were actually doing it at the time and then doing that fake business contest probably gave me a little insight onto some things that I wouldn't have thought of not having done it.
As a sponsor of OEI, we like to see a lot of different students. We also have the pleasure of seeing clients as well. We have the opportunity to manage money for OEI students, OEI sponsors, host families, and have really been able to build kind of a niche market in the Okoboji region. Our family already has a long-standing history in Okoboji, but having OEI kind of be a sounding board for seeing more of our clients and just, again, reaching out to that community has been super helpful too.
I think the unique thing about OEI, and probably why it's been going on for 20 years, is all the mentorship that comes there. People are bringing their own business ideas and starting to groom and meeting with more entrepreneurs who've probably been there, done that, and can probably see some blind spots. I think that's going to be incredibly helpful for young entrepreneurs as they go through that journey. Leveraging that experience from the successful entrepreneurs, probably what gets people to come back to OEI year after year.
As a student, you're always in the moment of what am I doing today? What's next in the next 30 days? I would say now my biggest takeaway is learning and actually understanding, going through the process of you can't do it all by yourself. You have to build a team. You have to have people that can help you. And it's okay to not know the answers as long as you can find a path to go get them and help build.
When creating a company, creating a startup, and being an entrepreneur, ignorance is bliss. Being too dumb to give up is an advantage, but you still need to surround yourselves with people so that way as you become more aware of the challenges, they're there to help you. They're there to pick you up.
There's so much more here in Northwest Iowa, and getting to show that off, I think that was a great idea and a concept to say, hey, this isn't just a pretty place and a fun place, but it's also a great place to start your business, and we've got people here who would support you and come do it here.
That OEI community was a group where you could be vulnerable. That vulnerability would lead to many years worth of advice and mentorship that creates, I think, the complete entrepreneur, not just a successful business, but somebody who can be well-rounded and be a serial entrepreneur a long time into the future.
I think it's just the experience in general and having the opportunity to meet other successful business owners or people who, not just talk the talk, but they've walked the walk as well.
My career really started in the Iowa Great Lakes region. That started because I attended OEI as a student. Eternally grateful for that connection, for the connections that I've made, for the experiences that I've had, and just how it's really impacted my career now and in the future.
Personally, I'm incredibly grateful for the opportunity to be a part of it in the first place, and I'm so proud to be asked back to come be a mentor and a coach, and again, the generosity of the folks that are the hosts and the business owners that do open up their doors and share their time to these students and give them a taste of what life is like beyond college. It gives people a taste of what it can really look like, especially if you work hard and keep your friends close.
The anniversary as a whole of 20 years is phenomenal. You learn so much being at OEI, and then as you graduate, you pick things out that's you keep learning as stepping stones.
And so it's a compounding investment. That 1 week turns into years of impact, and I can't think of many individuals who are running successful businesses today that don't look back at OEI and say, that was a big part of why I was able to gain the confidence, the experience, or the support that was necessary to continue and pursue that goal.
Huge thank you to everybody that puts on OEI. I know it's a lot of work, and a lot of mentors and business owners show up to that, just the goodness of their heart to help other people. So it's just a really neat experience.
Huge thank you to all the host families, the corridor, just everybody who's involved in making it work. I truly believe it makes an impact on these kids' lives.
Thank you for being persistent and continuing to develop and support the program.
Congratulations, keep doing a great job. I love that I get to continue supporting that as a corridor member, and so looking forward to the next OEI and the next 20 years of OEI.